I don't think my panelists need any introduction. Most of you know them already. I have Yousef Tuqan, who is Chief Innovation Officer at Burnett, and Danish Farhan, who is the CEO of Xische. I think what we want to do straight away is get into Snapchat, because that's a big hot topic that a lot of brands and agencies are talking about. Everyone's using it. How can we get involved, and what is your advice as innovation officer? Anything that you're seeing from brands?
I think what Snapchat is doing today in terms of like broadcast, in terms of streaming, I think you're going to see a lot more brands moving into that space. You already are with like Twitter and Periscope now.
I think Snapchat will only work if you can advertise your content on other channels that you already have reach on, and therefore it's not as democratic as what we'd like. So I do think it'll end up with exactly the same brands who have the money and the time to innovate time and time again. I don't think it's going to change the playing field too much, especially in the Middle East.
So I think the manager of Tohme is working with Beam at the moment, and there might be a couple of other, again in the retail space, client and technology things teaming up or partnering. Do you think this will become more of a trend when we're looking at digital innovation?
I think there's a lot of opportunity there for brands, I think, to partner with content platforms to kind of go beyond just advertising as well, because what you've realized, it's a really noisy world out there now, and you just can't shout loud enough to be heard anymore. So I think there's so much opportunity for brands to go in and say, what can we do in terms of branded content, in terms of owning these platforms? And so if you look outside maybe a bit more to platforms like Vice, for example, you know, they're really building so much of their content now around, you know, kind of big signature brands like 7-Up, like Intel, to say it's not about like forcing someone to look at your soft drink, it's about creating a whole show about a lifestyle that people who use this product aspire to. You know, in reality, it's getting harder and harder to interrupt people with your crappy advertising, so you've got to do something else to get their attention.
The moment brands start realizing that it is there is a difference between a need and a want, and they need to understand which side of the fence they sit on, and therefore the content becomes important. And we're all obsessed with content. Content is king, but I actually disagree. I think content has now become, you know, not the queen. That would be sexist. But you know, it's no longer in that spot. I think culture has become king, and that's more apparent here than anywhere else.
Because like you said, people don't hate brands. People love brands. People just hate advertising, because, you know, advertising has become this unwanted guest at the party. It's like nobody invited you, like why are you here? And so advertising has to feel like a gift, you know, because if you are the uninvited guest at the party, like you better come with a bottle of champagne in your hand or something nice. So if you're not creating stuff that is actually adding to the culture of the world, that people actually want to play with, to look at, to be inspired by, kind of wasting your money now.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alex.